Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today, we'll be talking about finding motivation to study English. My first tip is never compare your English to other people's English. One reason that so many English learners have such a low opinion of their skills is because they're always comparing themselves to other people. They always compare themselves to native speakers and to just like advanced speakers, right? Advanced English speakers, and they just don't feel great about themselves. And guys, I totally understand you. We all try to compare ourselves to other people, but please at least try to make sure that you don't feel bad about yourself when you do that, right? Because for example, the problem that I have right now is that I always compare myself to native speakers. I'm not a native speaker yet, so I have to keep on improving. I mean, that's true. I do have a lot of things I can improve, but one thing that I don't like about it is that I always feel like I'm not good enough. This feeling of not being good enough, that your English is not good enough, you have to understand that you've made some progress and just feel good about yourself. Because guys, native speaking adults have like 20 plus years experience of living in a country, right? By the time they're adults, they're immersed into this language 24/7. And here guys, a very useful thing you can do instead of comparing yourself to other people, you can compare your present self to your past self. For example, how you can do that? You can film a video speaking in English. For example, I don't know, just talk about your day, just like with your phone, you don't need to upload this video to any platform, just for yourself. And then come back to this video like 2 months later, maybe like a year later, and I'm sure guys, you'll see such an improvement. You'll be like, oh my god, I cannot believe my English was ever this bad. Tip number 2. Keep a record of your progress. So this next tip is really connected with the previous tip and is all about keeping records of your progress. How can you do that? For example, it can be writing in a journal in English every single day or every other day, when you feel like it. Just, about anything. You can write about your study session, for example, like today I learned this and that in English, like I learned some new words or I watched like a new cool video in English. So this is one of the ways you can keep track of your progress. And the other way is again by filming videos of yourself. Just, again, you can film a video of yourself and say something like, hey, like today is January 2022 and I just learned like this new word. I just watched a video about this, or I just finished reading a book. And guys, you cannot believe how motivating it is to keep a record of your accomplishments. And especially if you decide to film a video of yourself, at the end of the year, you'll see how your pronunciation has improved. You'll see how, how much more confident you are right now speaking English and how much more words you know. So you should definitely try this. Tip number 3. Don't take mistakes personally. A lot of people really struggle with feeling good about themselves when they make a lot of mistakes in English. They feel like they always have to be perfect. And guys, I can really relate to you here because sometimes I also feel like I always have to be perfect, you have to be perfect in English, you have to be perfect at your job, you need to be perfect at home, I don't know, just everywhere you have to be perfect. But it's not true. It's actually really fun and interesting to make mistakes because this is how we learn. Because the ultimate goal of language learning is communication. And guys, believe me, even if you do make mistakes, people will still understand you. People by nature are very understanding, and especially when they want to communicate with you, you will be able to get your point across, believe me. Let me give you an example with a very popular grammar mistake that a lot of English learners make. So for example, you might say, I live here for 3 years in this city, right, in this country. But actually the correct way will be to say, I've been living here for 3 years, or I've lived here for 3 years. Okay, it's a mistake. Yes, it's a grammar mistake. But people will still understand what you mean, Don't worry about it. Don't stress about it too much. When you're communicating with other people, your main goal, your top priority should be communication, right? If you do make mistakes, it's fine. You will learn and you will stop making these mistakes. But right now, in this very moment, what you should be focusing on is communication, not mistakes. My next tip is try to make your language learning process more enjoyable. And there are so many great ways you can do that. One thing that really helped me improve my English and and find motivation to keep on studying English was making my English learning routine more fun. You know, I was always trying to try something new, to change things up. You know, I was always interested and curious in just exploring some of the new apps or websites or maybe books to improve my English. And I would really love to recommend an app called Lingvist for those of you who are interested in learning real-life vocabulary in as little as 30 minutes per day. Lingvist helps people learn English faster through the use of science and the most advanced technology because they use smart algorithms tailored specifically to you. Lingvist uses spaced repetition, a technique I talk about a lot on my channel, which means that the words you already know will be repeated fewer times, but the words you still need to learn will be repeated more often to help you remember. So once you open the app and register, Lingvist will have 50 cards for you to complete. Do it every day, 4 days a week, and you'll immediately see how much more words you know in English. On their website or by using their app, you can learn English from several languages like Russian, French, Spanish, Portuguese, German, Japanese, or even Hindi. With only one subscription, you will have access to all the content and features, and you will be able to learn 2 or more languages at the same time, just with one subscription. And what's more, you can also create your own custom decks to memorize the words you need. For example, when you're reading a new article in English, you can upload it to the custom decks tool to create a new course with all the words you don't know yet. So the next time you read this article, you'll understand every single word. So guys, if you're interested in making your English learning process more fun, you can give Lingvist a try by signing up for their 30-day free trial by clicking the link in the description and using my code Veronika. Guys, I really hope this app will help you stay motivated in your English learning journey. And now let's move on to my tip number 5. When you feel lazy, take a baby step. A baby step is a very small action, and learning English is a pretty big project, and sometimes it might feel really overwhelming. And you know, instead of just like one day you feel discouraged, you feel lazy, and you just say, oh man, I don't have time, I don't want to learn English today, you know, it's fine, I'll do it tomorrow. Just take a baby step. Do something for like 5 minutes. For example, you can read in English for just 5 minutes. You can watch a YouTube video in English. You can listen to just one song in English and look up any words you don't know. Or you can also listen to one episode of 6-Minute English from BBC. And when you take this baby step, there are 2 things that might happen. After a few minutes, when you finish this task, you will feel like you've accomplished something and you will just feel great, you know? You will feel like, yeah, today I studied English for at least 5 minutes or 10 minutes, but you know, for me it was enough and I'm proud of myself. The second thing that might happen is that you will realize that you actually are motivated right now and you want to continue and study more, study for longer, for maybe an hour. So these 2 things are both great, and that's why taking a baby step is very important. Now let's move on to my tip number 6. Make a habit out of it. Consistency is key in anything, including language learning. Working out every single day is so much better than working out once a month because our bodies love consistency and so do our brains. When you learn a new phrase, a new expression in English, try to use it as much as possible. Because you know, a lot of studies have shown that our brain needs to encounter a new word, a new expression at least 7 times to memorize it. So for example, maybe the first time is while you're reading a book, the second time you're watching a TV show, the third time you were talking to a friend. So this is how our brain learns. And that's why it's really important to have a habit and go back to the word you just learned maybe once a month or maybe every 2 months, just anything. It doesn't necessarily have to be a word, maybe just something interested about English or a very cool fact about Americans, for example. Think of it as exercise. If you don't use it, you lose it. And my last tip, my tip number 7, is try to reward yourself for your hard work. You know, we as humans, we love rewards, and our brains also love rewards. You know, we just feel really excited and we feel relaxed when we reward ourselves. So for you, rewarding yourself might be eating something really good, or maybe meeting up with your friends and just, you know, chatting with them. It can be anything. For example, if you realize that, yeah, today I worked worked hard, I learned English, and so maybe later tonight I can go out with my friends and just, spend some time with my friends. And I feel like this is actually how I sometimes try to find my motivation, because a lot of people say that motivation is a myth, and I kind of agree with them, because you just work hard and then motivation comes to you. Once you sit down, you feel lazy, you feel demotivated, it's fine, because we all feel lazy and demotivated. And along the way, maybe you will find your motivation, or maybe not. But at the end of the day, you will accomplish your task. And this is the most important thing. Okay guys, I think this is gonna be it for our today's video. Don't forget to give Lingvist a try by clicking the link in the description and using my code Veronika. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You can also follow me on Instagram, because there I share my everyday life with you. If you want to get a script to this video, make sure to join me here on YouTube by clicking this join button, or you can also go on my Patreon page and pick a membership there. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you next time. Bye!